To apply to Pitch Wars, you need to submit your query and your first chapter. So let's talk a little bit about queries. I thought that my query was really good because I rewrote it so many times. I thought it made perfect sense and it was the perfect balance of dramatic and intriguing all at the same time. I had a niggling feeling that I should probably get other eyes on it, but I was pretty sure it was tight. When I joined the Pitch Wars Mentee Hopeful Facebook group, which is still around and I'm going to post a link to it in the notes, I put my query up and a whole bunch of people critiqued it. And I very, very quickly realized that my query didn't make sense. People were very confused, and not just confused because they'd misread, but confused because my query was confusing. It was the best thing for me. I had to tighten my query. I had to think, why is this not clear? What is it that's missing? And I also got amazing feedback where some people were like, have you considered using this opening to the sentence or putting these two ideas in this like one phrase? Because when we've worked so hard at something, worked so hard at the book, and then we've created the query and we've like gone with a fine-tooth comb to the query, we know it so well. We're in the thick of the woods and you can't see the trees anymore. You really need outside eyes. Critiquing queries is great, especially if it's people who are not reading in your genre. Someone is writing a horror book or a middle grade and you write adult. Those people will give you great feedback about things that make no sense, that a reader of the genre might not be as quick to see. A genre reader will pick up on things that people who don't read in the genre don't see. So you want a balance and a mix of everything. The best way to store up queries is in the Facebook group. You can swap also by email. Another great thing to do is if you follow the Pitch Wars hashtag, there will be people, especially mentors, who will be giving away query critiques. This is super advisable. I took part in that last year and I had two wonderful mentors, Natasha Neagle, Axie and Janella, who critiqued my query and they just made it so much better. It can also be a way for mentors to see whether they would like your book and once again to give a gentle hint about, please pitch to me, this is very exciting. It's another way of starting to interact with mentors. The only piece of negative advice, warning that I would give is just be careful who you're sending your query to. As in, is the person you're sending to a professional editor? Are they a mentor in Pitch Wars? It's very good to swap queries amongst hopefuls and amongst writers on at the same career level as you. But just know that just remember, as with all feedback that you want to receive, you take what you feel is right and you don't take what you feel is wrong. But if more than two people are saying the same thing, you might need to think about it and try and give some attention to what it is that is not working for a whole group of people. There are also great resources online that you can hunt down. I will try and put some link in the notes for websites and sources where agents talk about what they look for in the first page or first 5 pages and what they are tired of seeing in cliches. It is very much worth looking that up and checking. I know one of the ones is someone waking up and starting their day, or looking in a mirror and describing what they see, or there's a whole bunch of stuff. I think starting in a storm, maybe I'm making that last one up, I don't know. I think that Amy Trueblood has a whole bunch of posts like that from agents where in amongst the other things she's asking them, she says, what do they look for or what are they completely overseeing regularly? So I will put a link to whatever I can think of and find, but it is worth asking on the hashtag and asking in the Facebook group for other hopeful mentees about any resources that people might have to things that things that can make your first page really shine. And when I'm talking about agents, it's because, once again, Pitch Wars is a tiny reenactment of the publishing industry. It's what querying is, it's what submission is, it's what being a published author is about. So the same way that you are going to be applying to your mentors now, you will be applying to agents with the same thing, a query and the first 10 pages, which usually equates to the first chapter, which is why you would be in your best interests to know types of things that agents see all the time. There might be things in there that you had no idea and you've put in your first page and you're like, oh no, what if I have the most amazing book and just because I had this one cliche on my first page, the agent who's read 30 books today is like, no, not for me, hate it when I see that, it just like turns me off straight away. So your mileage may vary, guys, but may the odds ever be in your favor.